YouTube. This is Will from Will Development. This is my 212th weekly update. I know it's weird, I'm wearing a shirt, right? Gotta represent Slater. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I actually got this shirt. I mentioned it on my Instagram, but I was actually sent this shirt by Slater's Hardware. And Steve Slater himself actually sent me a handwritten note with the shirt. So it's getting pretty serious. No, but in all seriousness, Slater's Hardware is the best place to get all of your stone making materials, period. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but, just in my personal experience making stones and using stones, they create a superior product. That's all there is to it. And from what I can tell, in our very limited interactions, they are an amazing company that is run by even better people. So now that my little gush fest is over, you're probably interested in my week. Hopefully you've subscribed so that way you can see my 2 videos, TWO, the week of videos. Basically, I record one of the lifts from my training of the day. In general, I'm usually hitting 2 to 3 main lifts and maybe 1 or 2 accessory lifts afterward, keeping it very simple and keeping it as controlled and good as I can. Does this always happen? No. The video you will see on my Instagram, because if you follow me on Instagram, you will see these videos the day of. I'd say my least prideful lift this week was my deadlift. Went to 345 for 4, I called it 4+1. It was supposed to be for a set of 5. By rep 4, I was gassed. Form was turning to complete shit. And got some words of encouragement from one of my training partners, who basically said, tighten that shit up. And, well, I heard quit being a pussy. But I think he said something to the effect of tighten up. And then my 5th lift ended up being, as I would rate it, on a scale from 1 to 10, not so bad. Could it be better? It always could be better, but the numbers are moving up slowly. I may end up backing off. I don't know, I've got one more week of pushing and pushing and pushing, so we'll see how that goes. Given that they didn't necessarily feel terrible right until that 5th one, which moved a lot slower. Looking at these has given me new information on what I need to work on. I don't feel like divulging, or going, I shouldn't say divulging, it's pretty fucking obvious, but I don't feel like going into it right now. That being said, my press work is going pretty good. I made a promise to myself that I wanted my bench to be 300s consistently by the end of the year, and that I wanted my press to be at least in the 190s consistently again. Doing 99% of my work beltless. I did hit some 315 squats this week for the first time in a while, and I decided to belt up for it. 315 is not great anymore, especially since I'm a 420-pound squatter with no video evidence. But you're just going to have to take my word for it, and the 5 or so witnesses that I have. No, wait, 1, 2, 3 witnesses, I think. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. I think I've talked about it. I did end up sort of injuring myself on my original attempt at these numbers, and it wasn't even at those numbers, I should say. It was a 385 I ended up fucking my back up on, which is just not a proud moment for me. But that's not what's important. What's important is that I am taking my time and building everything back up as best I can. And this is nothing new. This happens to me a lot, which is probably something I should look into as to why I keep getting hurt this way. But the shit part is, it's always been different injuries. First it was a hip tear where really nothing was wrong. It was just probably overworked. And then it was a knee problem. It was more like a shin knee problem. Still no idea what the hell caused that. And now the back rehab, honestly, the deadlifts are helping. They make me feel a lot better. That being said, it is what it is. I'm not going to push myself. Getting stronger and being strong as fuck is a journey of adding 5 pounds to the bar, for 25 years. That's what it is. And I'm willing to do that, and I'm willing to put my pride aside and lift some not so impressive, quote unquote, weights for the time being, for one training block, if that means that in the future, the way of the future, I will be able to lift more weight correctly and safely. I'd much prefer that. Or I'd much rather just blow my shit out in a comp where I'm trying to do something. Although I'll be honest, blowing my back out for like a trophy and some quote unquote pride, I don't know, man. I mean, that doesn't even really equal my gym dues half the time. You know what I mean? That might sound stupid, but I think that's a bit of a mentality that needs to change. I don't see a reason why people can't make some extra money in the sport. Like literally everybody, from the beginners to the professionals. And in fact, in the sport of strongman, even though you have a pro card, it doesn't really mean all that much, since you really don't make that much money unless you're sponsored, which is fine, I guess. Look, I'm ranting. This is a rant for another day. And hopefully somebody leaves some constructive comments down below. I find myself plugging a lot more lately. I don't mean to, it's just what's happening. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I'm turning into one of them. All that being said, training has been going very well, other than my deadlifts, which you'll see on Wednesday, or check out my Instagram for them, which I did yesterday. I'm pretty proud of the lifts that have been going, and proud of the rehabbing progress that is being made. Looking forward to hitting some yoke tomorrow, and I hope you're looking forward to your strongman Saturday. And if you're not, then what's your excuse?